What's going on, guys? And welcome back to Footy with an Edge, to 5:30 in the morning with an Edge, to Never a Dull Day supporting this club, Edge. Shaylin, just shut up, man. Come on. Just give me a break today, okay? I've been up since freaking 5:30 in the morning here. Yeah, Shant is officially a City supporter. Guys, did you know our noisy neighbors can actually be helpful? It's finished, guys. It's finished. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the content. I was live for 2 hours. I gave I had an interview with Opta as well, which went well. I don't know if they're going to use it. Don't ask me. I thought I did a decent job. I don't know if they're going to use it. I don't know where it's going to be. I don't know when it's going to come out. He just said they're speaking to fans. I was one of the first ones to respond, so we'll see. And if and when it does come out, you guys will see it on the Discord. Thank you for asking. But it's done. Let's lay this out. Ruben Amorim is gone, not because of results, not because of performances, and not because the football was failing. He was sacked before the Leeds game even kicked off. The decision was made after a meeting with Jason Wilcox, where concerns about his system turned into a breakdown in trust. Apparently, Amorim was yelling. 2 days later, Amorim walks into a press conference knowing his fate is pretty much already sealed, talking about being a manager, not a coach, and the world reacts as if that's the reason he's gone. It's not. This is the second manager in a row to leave amid questions about authority, structure, and control above the dugout. Second manager that Ineos have sacked. Ineos had promised clarity, patience, and a long-term plan. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, literally in October, after the Brentford game, talked about how he needs 3 years, talked about how journalists are scum and they don't need to be listened to. And instead, we have another reset in less than 3 months. I even saw Sky Cave talking about WTF. Like, why was he shitting on journalists when he's just going to make a decision like this, right? And to be fair enough to Sky Cave. Now, Darren Fletcher is in charge short term. Michael Carrick is being discussed as an interim. Oliver Glasner, who also plays the same 3-4-3 formation, which, by the way, everyone's been conflating with the system and the formation, etc., whatever. He's reportedly the leading permanent target, despite playing a similar system to the man that they just sacked. So the question is no longer why Amorim failed. The question is what happens next at United and whether anyone up top in the leadership knows the answer. So let's get into it. Segment number 1 for today is going to be around Darren Fletcher. Actually, give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. So, segment number 1 today is about Darren Fletcher. Fletcher is going to take charge against Burnley. He might also take charge against Brighton in the FA Cup, which is on the 11th, and possibly against Man City in the league on the 17th. Fletcher has been at the club for a decent amount of time now. I think he was hired when Ten Hag was here. He's kind of held multiple positions, and he was brought in, I believe, as one of those knows the DNA, knows the structure, knows the club. So I have no idea what pedigree Fletcher has. I don't think he has any. I know he's under 18 manager or whatever, and I saw some quotes about he's showing clips of Rooney and Ji-Sung Park and Tevez. Like, okay. Is that all it takes to manage the under 18s? Maybe I can do it. Semix has coaching experience. Maybe Semix can go do it. So this is, I mean, of course, damage limitation. It's not really a strategy. If we go and win against Burnley, I'd be happy about that. But What has Fletcher got? We're going to play 4-2-3-1. We're going to play simple counterattacking football, no philosophy. We could lose. I don't know what to expect more than that. And it's not about progress. It's just about getting through some games without further embarrassment. Zoro, it was good, man. Thanks for asking. The interview was good. I don't know when it's going to come out, so I'll let you guys know on the Discord whenever it does. Please join the Discord, by the way. Segment number 2. Michael Carrick. He has been touted as the leading runner for the interim. I mean, since I planned the show out, even Ollie has been mentioned as a name, as an interim. Both of them are available. Carrick took over midseason and stabilized the club at Middlesbrough. He focuses on possession football, midfield control, build-up play, favorite of 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. Middlesbrough were competitive but inconsistent and ultimately fell short of promotion, and he departed. So what Carrick would likely do at United is scrap the 3-4-3 immediately. He's going to return to a double pivot midfield. He's going to emphasize control and safety over risk. I don't even know what those words mean. He's going to lean heavily on the senior players. He's probably going to bring Kobe Mainoo back into the fold. We might even bring Marcus Rashford back from Barcelona in January. God knows what's going to happen. But we're going to see more counterattacking football, right? I mean, we might have some possession, but it's going to be sideways and backwards. Like I have no hope. So again, the interim shouts are Ollie, Michael Carrick, could even be, I think McKenna's in a job right now, so it's not going to be McKenna. Jack Bauer says we're not going higher than 6th this season, are we? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what to expect. There's a chance this team comes back. Everyone's fighting for their positions. That we grind out some results, but at least what I can guarantee you is the football is not going to be pretty. We're not going to see good football. There might be some feel good games where we score goals and everyone's going to be like Carrick's at the wheel and how good does it feel? It doesn't feel good, man. It doesn't feel good now. It's not going to feel good later. I'm going to be here giving you my honest thoughts as always, but it's not going to feel good. This is I'm trying not to be grim, guys, but I have no other option. This is how I'm feeling. I don't want to fake it. I don't want to be fake. This is a horrible day. I'm living on 3 hours of sleep because this club is a high school. The leadership group are a bunch of high schoolers. Anyways, the shout for the permanent target is Oliver Glasner. He's got proven success with structured systems. He's done very well at Crystal Palace. He plays a back 3. He's also been flexible enough to play a back 4 before at Frankfurt. I actually analyzed him at the club like a long time ago. And let's see. Somebody says, we have 2 right wingers, Ahmad and Mbeumo. Who will we play then? Will one of them have to go? No, one of them will just sit on the bench. Goldberg said he had a source that said Fletcher will be interim till the end of the season a week or so ago. Yeah, they haven't announced that. It's possible it's Fletcher, but again, I think these guys are idiots. I wouldn't trust them to, I know we make jokes about Shaylin taking care of Sir Jim's dog and all that, but if I had a dog, I wouldn't trust Sir Jim to take care of it for a day. Dogs are fairly easy to take care of. Just saying. So with Glasner, we're going to get a tactically adaptable coach, but we're also going to get somebody that has the charisma of a potato. I said this in my video. I'm not taking it back. His contract expires in June, so I'm guessing some other clubs will also be in for him. But guess what, guys? He also plays a back 3. And Amorim was partly sacked because he plays a back 3. So back 3 or back 4, does he not need midfielders? I think he does. But we didn't want to give him the midfielders. So how am I supposed to react to this? I'm trying to figure this out, right? So if it's not Oliver Glasner, who are the other names that are being touted? There's a lot of names out there. I just saw something from Shant where it's talking about Farioli. These are the names I saw like an hour ago. So there's Andoni Iraola. We have a super chat from Stanley Chinedu who says, I can see through Ineos. They have no idea of the path to success. They rather pick from City and Chelsea's ideas to lead us. But they're not even they're not even picking the good ideas. That's the problem. Maresca had a much better squad at Chelsea and still fell out with the board. All Amorim was asking for was some players. And okay, like he didn't like to be questioned about his system, but I don't think any coach does. Like, why are you questioning his system? Makes no sense to me. So, anyways, next options. Andoni Iraola at Bournemouth. High intensity pressing, makes the pitch wide, likes to use positional play, likes to play on the counterattack. I'm not convinced. Roberto De Zerbi from Marseille. We previously approached him. He turned us down. Famously chooses passion over money, but from what I've heard, he wanted more money at United and he also wanted more control. We didn't want to give him either. History of friction with club structures at Brighton, at where was he? Udinese? I don't even remember. If you think Amorim was a problem, you watch how De Zerbi, you watch what De Zerbi does. Let me just say that. And then we got some familiar faces of Marco Silva, Kieran McKenna, Eddie Howe as also options. I don't see in any world where Newcastle lets Eddie Howe go. I don't think that's happening. McKenna, again, same lane as Carrick. Marco Silva, to be fair, out of those three names, Marco Silva, Kieran McKenna, Eddie Howe, probably the best one. But again, can he win titles at a big club? Not sure. Then we're left with the international managers. Now, these guys are not going to come till we complete the World Cup in the summer. And those names are Julian Nagelsmann, who's managing Germany, Pochettino, who's managing USA, Thomas Tuchel, who's managing England. Now, Nagelsmann and Tuchel have had issues with club structures and they lost their jobs. Pochettino just hasn't been good enough. He had the best Spurs team Spurs will ever have and didn't win the league with it. He went to the Champions League final and had no chance of winning the league. So I'm struggling here, guys. I mean, I'm trying to figure out. I still can't believe Amorim is gone. Like Ruben Amorim is gone. What are we gonna do as a club? So there's a chaos in the interim. We don't know what's gonna happen. Lots of conflicting philosophies. Lots of question marks for Ineos. We what did Nelson say? Hold on. What's going on? Some beef in the chat. I don't even know what he said. I don't see his oh, okay. City United. So there's structural issues. I'm actually curious as to what Ineos were thinking when they made this decision. Like, were they expecting to get support from the wider fan base? I'm not really sure. Because that's not what they're getting. Even the people who were Amorim out are questioning Ineos now. So Amorim is gone. No more talk of the back three. No more talk of the friction. No more talk of Amorim not being good enough because he's gone. So what now? What's the plan? Does someone have an answer? I sure don't. we're going to open up the lines, guys. I want to hear from some familiar faces because obviously this is some breaking news type of stuff. Shant, Shaylin, Nelson, we didn't really get a chance to have a conversation earlier today. Fully so. I wasn't able to make Semix's stream, and you guys weren't awake for my stream. So let's have a chat. What does no, I'm not tired. I'm done. I have no energy. Sorry, I'm not sad. I'm just I'm done with this nonsense. Right. Let's see. Let's get talk. Ed, how we doing, brother?
Oh man, how does it feel to be fans of a club that's been hijacked by football terrorists?
Apathy.
Apathy for what?
Because everyone's done, bro. Like the club is finished. Like I'm just gonna watch.
No, the club's not finished. It's just the fans have to be finished till new ownership comes in. We can still respect the badge, but we can't respect who currently owns the badge.
No, that's what I mean though. Like my point is that I'm never gonna go support a new club. Like this is my club,
brother. I just ordered 19 different kits, one for each game that we're gonna play against those teams.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be wearing those kits. It's gonna be a phenomenal hate watch. Nothing against the badge itself, but the owners they cannot profit off us anymore. If you allow them.
The good news is you only need like 17 kits because we're not playing Wolves
for
again.
Next season as well. For next season as well.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I already have a Wolves kit. So, but yeah, no, we just this is football terrorism at its finest. People need to be put in prison. I don't know. I hope they bring in Gary Neville to be the interim manager. I know it's going to be Fletcher or whoever the fuck else. Hopefully they bring in that McKenna guy to have him make us lose some points. If they bring in if any reputable manager comes in, he's nuking his own career and he's proving that he's a cuck. No reputable manager would ever take this job because it's a terrible fucking job to take. When you have a manager right now that's laughing his way out and said, I rage baited you guys into firing me. I wanted to leave anyways. Thank you for the money. That says a lot, you know? And yeah, I don't think this ownership can do anything. And I don't think they will. And I won't support it.
Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing is, have we potentially seen the Glazers show more ambition than Ineos?
Listen, I think we brought two terrorist organizations together and made a mega terrorist organization.
Super Al Qaeda.
In terms, yeah. So it's been it's a Hez Qaeda is what I would call it. In footballing terms, that is not actual terrorism of things, but in footballing terms, this is the worst run club in the history of United at this point right now. When you're starting to look
the
up.
History of all clubs. Clubs, man.
There's been other clubs that have been run worse, like Lyon and shit like that.
No, I mean for this scale, like in this bracket.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And it's, well, Dortmund were also run pretty terribly, and they needed Bayern to bail them out with money or they were going to go under, but that's a totally different story. But in this scale, firing literally your only hope, and then you're probably losing. Bruno's not going to stay after this shit. You think Bruno stays?
He might leave in January. We might lose Bruno in January.
They're going to want to sell him. They're going to try and make as much money as possible. And as a fan of the badge, I will always be a fan of the badge. I will always be a fan of what United used to be. I refuse to be a part of the problem going forward because it's us, the fans, that are the problem. And if you support it and you put your money into this give your money to these fucking owners, you're a part of the problem. And I suggest everybody, listen, do what you need to do. I'm not going to call for an uprising or anything like that. But if I was in everybody else's shoes, I would not be buying a kit. I would not be going to games. I would not be visiting the websites. The only thing I will be doing is hate watching going forward, more than I hate watch Liverpool. And I love hate watching Liverpool.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. This club's got me ruining my sleep 2 days in a row because I got up at 6:30 for the Leeds game and then 5:30 for Amorim getting sacked.
Correct, but you support the badge. You
Of
support
course, yeah.
what United used to be. If you want to, you can't support what United used to be and also support United going into what it's going into at the same time, because it's two totally different things. And if they want, they could have Paul Scholes and his son, while sucking his mother's toes, watching these fucking games and buying the kits and all that. And you could have Gary Neville talking about tactics when he's like one of the worst managers of all time, tactically. And then you can just have character rage bait you every week in, week out, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And we're going to go back to playing a 4-2-3-1 to where we pin a team back in, and then we kick the ball around the fucking 18-yard box until we put in a dog shit cross, and then it's going to go out for a goal kick. Then we're going to rinse and repeat, and then we're going to be like, oh my God, this manager is so boring. Why are we playing the 4-2-3-1? Why the fuck are we just pinging the ball across? Why are we just crossing? It's going to be the same shit. And then what are we going to do? What the fuck can we do? Be happy? Put on a smile? No. This doesn't have nothing even to do with Ruben Amorim. This has to do the next 10 years at this club. And with the current ownership, it's going to be another dog shit 10 years. And we're going to turn into one of these clubs that are pushing a boulder up a hill. And when we get halfway there, we're going to let the boulder go, and then we'll start again. And then we'll start again.
Yeah.
And then we'll
Sisyphus. Talking about Sisyphus.
And I'm telling you, they don't give a fuck about winning. They don't give a fuck about Champions League money. They don't give a shit about any of that. None of them. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe just signed on that he's not going to see a Premier League title in his life for as long as he owns a part of Manchester United.
No, he's 75, so like what, 20 years, 25 years, even if he eats those magic beans?
He won't be making it that long. This club is going nowhere. We're stuck in neutral, and we're giving it full gas backwards, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And if anybody thinks that, oh, you're overreacting, you're over this. Listen, I love the way we played football. I did. I think it was great. We had two fucking wingers running at people. That right side was so fucking filthy, brother. In world football, to have a right side like that, where there's two guys that could score at any moment, two guys overlapping each other. All we had to work on was the left-hand side. You're not getting that. Go to your fucking 4-3-3, play your 3 center mids, go play like fucking Newcastle do, and then I'll see you fucking next year, buddy. In the championship, hopefully. Don't support these owners.
Dude, the word is that Fletcher's going to be interim till the end of the season.
Thank God. We're going to see a double pivot of Jack and Jill, or whatever the fuck his kids' names are.
Jack and Tyler.
Whatever the fuck they are.
Oh, we might see the sister. I'm sure they have a sister. Let me hold on. I need to check this. I've said this many times.
Mateus Mande is better than both of them put together. The Wolves teenager. Better than both of them put together. He would single-handedly have them in a fucking rondo by himself, and he'll be passing to himself. He's faster, stronger, better technically, everything. More IQ, everything than those two.
Well, I mean, I just fact-checked this. Darren Fletcher only has 2 kids, so.
Oh, he's not a very good finisher then, is he? Premier League money and only 2 kids. Listen,
okay, but I'm gonna keep it moving. I'll get the others in.
Keep it moving. Get me the fuck out of here.
See you, brother.
See ya.
All right. Shaylin, I'll come to you in a second. Let me just get a few other people in because this might be a long one. Ernest, how you doing, brother? Can't hear you. Okay. Bring the next guy in. Roberto,
Hello.
how are we doing?
Man. I keep trying to like process what's happened, and like they're just repeating the Glazers' mistakes, right? Like we're back at all the way back to when Ollie started, basically. And I'm really worried that Fletcher's going to come in. We're going to play counterattacking football, and we're going to get a few results, and people are going to be clamoring for him to get a contract. And we're just repeating it. We're just repeating and repeating and repeating. It doesn't make sense. And I think the other thing that bothers me a lot is any manager coming in is going to need at least one center mid, at least, if not two. Why not give it to Amorim? Right? Like, why not just give it to him, see what he does with it? At that point, then you can say you fully backed him. You've given him at least some sort of squad to build with, and let's see where we go. Right now, what like the center mids he wanted would have been plug and play in most systems, anyways. Right? They weren't. There's no like specialist. They're a double pivot, no matter what way we want to look at it. Powerful, technical, fast players that can fit into any team, under any system. So it's just really frustrating that we're back here again, witnessing us repeat history again, and for all the wrong reasons.
We're finished, brother. We're done. We're done as a club. We have found this is that. Okay, I'm happily married. I'm gonna assume you're happily married as well.
Yes.
But and I had the fortune of like knowing my wife for years before we got married. So there were no surprises. Like I already felt like we were married before we got married, right?
Yeah.
You know those like people that there's still some people that get arranged marriages in some cultures. Obviously, Indian culture, it's still pretty popular. Maybe some other cultures as well. It does happen. It's like you get into an arranged marriage and you find out on the third night that your wife is a serial killer. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, she may not want to kill me, but I got to live with this now for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. I feel like we're trapped. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly,
like
there's nothing you can do now.
There's nothing I can do. I'm not gonna, like I said it in the previous. I'm not gonna get it up for any other team. For staying on the wife analogy. Like I'm not gonna.
No, it's also like if this wasn't a sporting thing, if it really was that everyone's just butthurt about the comments that he made, that just makes it all even worse.
That's what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with the performance. The performances, listen, you can argue it wasn't good enough, right? That we expect better. And we always expect better as a United manager. You look at Arsenal, they finished second 3 times in a row. We would take that as United fans.
Yep.
But when you're an Arsenal fan who it's actually happened to, even they are not happy, right? They want better. So it's always, unless you're consistently winning the league, it's not good enough. Pep Guardiola, after 4 seasons of winning the league, didn't win it. It wasn't good enough that year because the expectation is to win the league. So I hear you. Listen, it wasn't good enough, but that sacking was not to do with performances.
Not to mention, ask any fan last year if we were in 6th place going into the holidays, well, tied for 5th, 3 points off 4th. Would you take it? Every single fan bites your hand at that.
Hold on, 3 points off the team that has spent 450 million after winning the title.
Yep.
And there's every chance we catch them. In fact, listen, there's no chance now we beat Liverpool at Old Trafford.
I agree.
There's no chance. There was a chance we could have done a double over them. That's what I care about as a fan.
Yep. I think it's like the direction. There's no direction again. And it's like, for all the talk of wanting to build a project and then wavering at the point where our best players are at AFCON, our other best players injured, and we just didn't get a result, even though we've seen improvement in all the underlying numbers before AFCON starts. It just doesn't make sense. And it's, I keep like trying to mull it over. I was talking to my brother about it, and it's just like, as a fan, like there's no way they thought that we were going to be on on their side unless they really thought Gary Neville spoke for us.
No. I
You know,
think they looked at it as like it doesn't matter what is happening outside. Look, there's all sorts of leaks coming out now that Amorim wanted the sack and blah blah blah. That's just the club putting it out there, man. That's just
100%.
I wouldn't trust anything these guys say or do ever again. Like, listen, if Glasner comes in the summer, if Fletcher is interim till the end of the season, I'm gonna be here watching my team. I'm gonna keep making my
Me
content.
too. Mhm.
But what do I have to be excited about? There's nothing. The tactics breakdown is gonna be like, oh, we sat back and counterattacked today.
Well, that's the other thing, right? Like some of the names that are being put forth, like let's say Glasner. It's one thing to be coaching Palace or, you know, whoever. It's another thing to be coaching us. Teams play differently against those teams, for instance. Counterattacking football is not going to make you take that next step, right? Like that's what Ollie, if I remember correctly, like that was the issue with him. He tried to take that step from counterattacking to controlling a game, and that's where he stumbled. And mind you, he didn't have the team to really make that leap, but that's in the past. That's my issue. We're gonna bring in coaches that play the quote unquote United way, counterattacking football until what? Until that starts running out, teams start letting us have the ball and we can't do anything with it. Just like the previous person that was here was saying, pass it around the box and then cross it, right? Like that's just what we're going to do. And we need to give, if we really want to bring a manager in that's going to build a proper team that can control the ball and control a game, that's a project, right? Like everyone's mentioning Nagelsmann, Xavi, whoever else they want to say, like those are projects.
No, but all those
play,
project
right?
managers want control.
Yeah, and
Every
they're not
single
going
one
to
of
get
them.
it.
And listen, there's like respectfully, there are clubs that are bigger than ours that give control to those managers. Real Madrid is a bigger club than United, right? We had a chance when we were under Ollie and moving forward. Had we, not under Sir Alex, had we carried on the way we did, because after, like, Real Madrid has won 5 Champions Leagues in a row after Sir Alex retired. So had we gone on and built a proper club, brought in the right people, there was a chance we could have kept up with Madrid. Because when I was growing up, like United, like I could defend and say like we were the biggest club. But the last 13 years has definitively made us not the biggest club. We are barely still the biggest club in England.
Yep.
Right? So you see at Madrid, like Xabi Alonso is getting dog's abuse for trying to play system football, but they're still sticking by him. And he was a player there, whatever. He's a good coach. Hansi Flick at Barcelona, he has control over what system he plays, how he does things. Xavi, when he was at Barcelona, they didn't tell him which system to go and play, right? And so
yeah, that's wild to me. Like it's wild to me that they thought that, you know, let's tell this coach who's so we already know he's dogmatic about his system and the way he plays, to try and tell this guy after him saying that not even the Pope is going to make him change, to be like, hey, listen, you know, this is the problem.
No, I just don't understand, because you went and scouted this guy. This is your guy.
We knew what he was.
Yeah.
We knew what he was. We all knew what he was coming in. We all knew how he wanted to play. We all knew he didn't have the players to do this right now. Hence the project. And we just.
And now coming back to that wife analogy, the flip side of it, let's say I went and pursued a girl for 6 months and said, no, listen, I want only you. And then 18 months down the line or 14 months down the line, I'm just like, you know what? I have all these problems with you that we had discussed before, that you had warned me about, but I'm good, right?
It's wild to me. Like this whole situation. When I woke up to, my brother messaged me. When I woke up to his message, I was just, I kind of like was like, no way. And I started looking through, and I'm like, this is impossible, man. Like I don't understand.
Dude, Rishi called me at 5:32. I was live at 5:40.
Yeah,
something like that. And he called me, and as soon as he called me, and I heard the news that Amorim was sacked, I looked it up on Twitter quickly, and it was confirmed. I was like, I'm not going to be able to sleep now, so I might as well just go live.
Yeah.
Right? Because my mind was racing. I'm like, all this chat I've done about defending this manager, defending this club, defending our process, talking about the XG, the underlying numbers. It's all useless.
Yep. And it's, you did all this work to try and start fitting into the system, and now we're back from square one. And if they're really thinking Glasner is going to come in and change everything with the same squad we have, like, I got some things to sell you. Like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, Roberto, I'll keep it moving, brother. Nice to chat. See you later. All right, let's get Alex.
Hey,
let's get Shaylin. Let's get Vinny.
Is my mic working?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey guys. So
Hey.
to begin with, I want to say that I'm really fucking surprised. I'm sorry for the slur, but like, I'm really surprised. I didn't thought this was going to happen so fast, but I knew something was going to happen, especially with the temperament that he had last few days.
Can you speak into your mic a little bit closer?
Can you hear me better now?
Yes. Yeah.
So I thought this was going to happen, like we spoke yesterday, but I thought someone was going to get sacked. I didn't thought it was Amorim because of the things that we said yesterday. So my first point about all of this is we are going to Burnley with a skeleton team and with a manager that doesn't even know and understands the players that he's going to play with. That's my first point. Second, the point that is actually making me my head going, like you said, racing, because I actually entered the live stream. I was going to on my bus to work and stuff, and I was watching you in the beginning, and I was like, how the heck this actually happened? Like, why would they do this? Because we said yesterday it would be the most intelligent thing to do about this situation right
Alex,
now.
1 second. Shanta's saying you might be using your webcam mic, not your headset mic. Can you check your mic settings? Because he's right, actually. It didn't make a big difference once you put it closer to your mouth. Just make sure it's connected to the right one. If it is, it's okay. I'll just go to Vinny till then. Vinny?
I hope my mic is sorted out, right? Is it okay? Mine is fine? Cool. All right. First of all, I was kind of a bit of afraid, actually. Yesterday, whilst we were on the 7-hour stream, talking about how, how costful it was going to be, to get rid of Amorim, actually. During the chat, I was kind of, doubting myself. You guys were giving me hope. But then there was some doubts which kept on creeping in my head during that time, right? That these people, they are not different. They are not different than the Glazers, right?
No, but they are, though. They're worse.
Yeah. So at that time, right? So something kept on talking to me that they were just simply going to sack the manager. But then I have some few things that I want to make mention of. And first of all,
okay, Vinny press conference.
My applause to Gary Neville. You have succeeded in getting what you wanted, right? Shame on you as a person, because you are very shameless. My applause again to Paul Scholes and Nicky Butt. You guys are brave. You've been able to actually show your face after the manager was sacked, and you had the guts, right, and the nerves to come and show your face and also use the buzzword United DNA. Brother, that DNA doesn't exist anymore in this modern football. Tell me one club who is winning trophies, who is all about kids. Just name me one club. Name me one who is all about kids. It's a blend of experience, it's a blend of quality, and a bit of kids. But then we keep on being stuck with this old mentality, archaic mentality, thinking of United, you need to use the academy, you need to do this, you need to do that. Come on, guys. You have to be shameful of the role that you've played in getting rid of Amorim. My second point is on Wilcox. Mate, you've done nothing to actually to be taking these kind of decisions in a club. I don't know what you've done in football. I stand to be corrected. But you were the guy who actually sold Morgan Rogers for, I think, 1.9 million to Aston Villa. That even should have told Ineos that guy is not good enough. You got Southampton relegated.
Vinny, hold on, Vinny. Hold on. The pedigree that Jason Wilcox has and the pedigree that Jason Wilcox should get credit for, in my opinion, is that he can scout academy kids.
What has he
That's
done
it.
so far?
That's
What
it.
has he done? What has he done?
No. But I'm saying from looking at academy kids and telling whether they'll be good or not, to then telling a manager who has ended the 2-horse race in Portugal and made Sporting the most successful club above Benfica and Porto. Who the hell are you to talk tactics, brother?
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
And the other
Yeah.
thing is, hold on, one more thing. You know how we used to say Ed Woodward is good at business? Brother, you know how they say my grandmother, she's blind in one eye, she could have done the deals. United is one of the most attractive marketing institutions in the world. Anybody could have done the deals that Ed Woodward did. In fact, I'm willing to bet we probably left 10% money on the table or 20% money on the table. We could have gotten more, right? So when Jason Wilcox is doing good for a Manchester City academy that is one of the most successful clubs, that is already doing the selling job for you, right? This is like me, Vinny, claiming that I was able to sell 5 iPhones today. Brother, iPhone already is good. iPhone sells itself.
Yep.
Manchester City sells itself as a youth team project.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's his pedigree. Whereas Ruben Amorim and Sporting is not an iPhone. To get them to be successful, you have to put in your work. So I'm just going to stop there and say, if Jason Wilcox wants credit for identifying good kids, okay, we've got in Kone, we've got in Orozco, Aiden Heaven from Arsenal, fine. Is that going to win us a league?
No.
Is
No,
he gonna do the tactics for a game? Because we made fun of Ruben Amorim for pulling out the tactics board against Grimsby.
Yeah.
Can he even pull the tactics board out?
He cannot. He cannot.
So why the fuck is he talking? Anyways,
Exactly. So thank you for mentioning it as well. But Jason Wilcox, you are nothing short than a pathetic human being, an emotional and an incompetent. Incompetent in the fact that if you were not incompetent, you wouldn't have been leaking your narrative to your media guys for them to channel your agenda for you. I think you need to wake up. You need to realize that you are at a different club. You are not at Manchester City. This is not Southampton, mate. And one thing that we have also learned from this is that we cannot trust Ineos. And in the beginning, I hate to say this, but then Goldbridge never actually gave Ineos, the credit for what they were due for in terms of, the recruitment that they've done, because he never saw anything that they've done to have merited the kind of support that we were giving them. But on the hindsight, the guy is right. The guy is right, because you managed to break this guy. You managed to break this Amorim. So I think post-Fergie, he's been the most connected manager that we have had.
Connected with the fans, yeah.
Connected with the fans. I'm speaking from a fan's perspective, actually, right? The connection with Amorim was amazing. Right now,
Also, Vinny, isn't it fucked up that we had somebody managing the club for 3 years that scored a Champions League winning goal for us, and still Ruben Amorim is the guy we connected with more.
Exactly.
So you imagine how charismatic, how effusive this guy was, like in terms of his personality, right? That we could sit there and really connect with this guy. And because all he used to speak in press conferences, I would lose my mind. He'd just go about Rashfordy and Carrick and all this nonsense, and I didn't want to hear it.
Yep.
Whereas Ruben Amorim is the guy who I clearly respected. His tactics I respected. And I also, by the way, I think this might be the end of like continental coaches coming in, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I think this might be the end, because they might just go for British coaches.
So do you agree with me on my xenophobic point? I made mention of racism, but it wasn't right. But there is a
xenophobia, yeah.
It's very there, British. You guys should actually bow your heads down in shame, because you've made it clear that any foreign manager who comes in is hated. It's actually driven away with your bias you know, for non-British people. You tend to be very, oh, darling, oh, this, oh, that, very, no, come on. Stop being hypocrite. Stop being hypocrite. I followed United for my lifetime, but I haven't seen United win, let's say, 5 Champions League with 4 backs. We haven't won 25 Premier Leagues with 4 backs. We claim to be an illusional best club on the globe, but we only have 3 Champions League to actually, for our credit. Only 3. And we have people glamoring for 4 back simply because it's the United DNA. Brother, wake up. Football has changed. We need to adapt. We fucking need to adapt, guys. Sorry for swearing, but we really need to adapt. This is now the new way of playing football. And I cannot wait for Fletcher to start playing, for me to start listening to Gary Neville, what he has to say.
Like, to be honest, you are just going to see the kids, his kids playing at the moment, because I'm actually impressed that the thing that we said yesterday is actually probably going to happen. Can you hear me better now? So
Yeah,
like, what I was saying is like, we are going with the skeleton team to Burnley. Like, that's what we are going with.
No,
And
I
the
think
manager.
Bruno or Mount, at least one of them should be available. Am I even worried about us losing the game, though? I don't care about this game anymore.
But Andy, you are missing a point. Where do you think he's going to play Bruno? Is he going to play midfield again?
Number 10.
Number 10, yeah. Yes. Do you think? I think he still has the ideas and how to do it.
Alex,
he played listen, 1 year as a midfield.
Sorry to intervene you, right? Yeah. Fletcher is going to do exactly what the media wants. So trust me, he's going to play Bruno in number 10. He's going to play academy kids. I'm even starting to think he might start Shea Lazy or whoever, right? To get
I don't think he starts. I don't think he starts his son because he knows that's going to look as a nepotism, right? But he might bring him off the bench. And listen, we might see Jack Fletcher pass forward a little bit more because he's more comfortable, right? Oh, it's my dad who's the gaffer, so he's not worried about getting benched or not playing the next game. So I don't know. I'm just looking at this honestly, this whole nonsense, and it feels like everybody that wanted Amorim out would have preferred a world in which we still had Ollie.
Yeah, for sure. But like when you said the thing about the relationship with the fans, I think one thing that actually brought the innovation on the project with Amorim was that he actually had like a really good relationship with the players, like a really good relationship. He made them like create a connection between them, actually understanding each other's, and like when Mbeumo and Ahmad actually created that synergy, playing the right side, like it was amazing. It was because they connected not just in field, but out of it as well. Because you saw when they did the dance between them, like bro, that was amazing. You think like next time Ahmad is not even going to play probably if they both come at the same time.
Honestly, Ahmad's had a better AFCON than Mbeumo.
Yeah. But like Mbeumo is a name, you know, and he's going to play by the names.
Yeah, they paid the big money for him. Yeah, they paid the big money for him. It's going to be Šeško up top. It's going to be Cunha on the left. It's going to be Mbeumo on the right, or they might play like maybe he decides to play Bruno in the pivot still, and plays Cunha in the number 10, Ahmad on the left, and Mbeumo on the right, or Ahmad on the right and Mbeumo on the left, Šeško up top. That might be a way to get your best players into the team, right? And I'm not even just talking about Fletcher because I know the AFCON boys may not be coming back before we get the interim manager and Carrick, because Fletcher hasn't been announced as the interim manager yet.
Until the final of the season, I think.
No, they haven't announced it, right? Am I wrong?
Everything I saw meant that. Like they said they were going to
official club statement just said that he's taking charge of Burnley. That's it.
Just Burnley. Okay, yeah. I saw actually. I misjudged it. Sorry. Well, that's
a
what
lot
I
of
meant.
people are pointing to the fact that a permanent decision will be made in the summer, right? I think that's the reason why you are referring to Fletcher as the interim. But then they mentioned that he only supervises Burnley game.
But let's imagine next year or something like that, a new coach comes. Like, who do you think it would be actually a good coach to actually come to United?
Before you even get to that, let me say something before you even get to that. I don't care whoever you are that wants to come into Manchester United as a coach. You are not going to be set up to succeed. The Glazers operate under a Machiavellian principle of just divide and conquer. They want the fan base to be divided. They actually use their influence of the ex-players inside of the media like Gary Neville. And if you don't believe me, Gary Neville's on the board to build a new stadium. He's definitely in Sir Jim's ear. He is getting plants all the time and feeding from the club all the time. You're going to be coming into an institution that is not a serious footballing institution whatsoever. In fact, we've seen this year over year. Again, they do not back the transfer manager. They say we've spent 200 million because we spend the majority of it overpaying on deals. We don't even have a wage structure that is inside of the top 4 of the clubs. I think we're 7th or 6th inside of the Premier League. So you're not going to pay the players the salaries that they need. That means you're not going to attract the players that you need in order to get what it is that you want. There is an attack on this club from both sides. On the top, you have the Glazers that are looking to cream off of all the profits that this club generates. And from the bottom, you have the local Failsworth lad who wants to cut it. He wants to cut jobs. He wants to reduce the operating expense inside of this club in order to be able to get them to a point where it's like, oh, well, we're looking a little bit more profitable. Is that going to get reinvested into the club? Absolutely not. If you're a serious manager that cares about actually winning something, do not come here. If you're a manager who maybe wants to stay here for 12 months and maybe get a $10 million payout, then come. But this is a joke of a fucking club. Yes. It is run by charlatans. The only thing that they're here to do is to go build a new stadium, get the most amount of money that they can. They do not want us to succeed. They want us to stay in a perennial mid-table type of state so that we're relevant enough where we retain the value because we have a brand name asset called Manchester United. And once we have built a stadium, they are gone.
They are gone, yeah.
So you won't see anything until you have a new
ownership. Can I just say one more thing, right? And this is a plea from... I think it's fair if I can call myself a level-headed Man United fan. I think I've shown myself to be a level-headed United fan with the last 4 months of when I've been making content, mostly full-time. And even before that. I'm just going to mute you, Vinny. I think there's some background noise. But yeah, we're good. We're good. I don't want anybody to say moving forward that, oh, that mistake is not because of Ineos, it's because of the Glazers. Or that mistake is because of, Ineos, not the Glazers. I don't care. If it's Glazers making Ineos look bad or Ineos making Glazers look bad, they both decided to get into bed together. They both decided to co-opt this decision-making structure. So if we're going to sit here and say, oh, it's not really Ineos, oh, it's actually Joel Glazer coming in and not allowing us to spend money. Oh, X, Y, and Z, mitigating circumstances. I don't give a crap. We need to sit here and we need to realize that our club is being muddied, and whoever is making the decision, instead of saying it's not one, it's the other, it's both of them. Ineos have shown themselves to be worse than the Glazers with this decision that they've made.
Also, that's all I care about. Yeah, there's something that this guy Kerwin in the chat said, that we've spent 500 million euros over the last 2 summer windows. So the notion that nothing is being invested is a hoax. No, that's not true. That is debt. We have accumulated 500 million euros worth of debt, right? Why can we do that? Because the club can generate 600 or 700 million euros worth of revenue that's there. Investment is the implication that the ownership will actually pour money into this club. They will not. They are not going to. They have only put in, the 80 million that was there in the last financial statements that just came out to just redevelop Carrington and to make our balance sheet look a little bit better. But even then, the Glazers had to give up some percentage of equity in order for Sir Jim to do this. This is not investment. So before you come in and say that, we're spending money on the transfer window. Yeah, we're spending money that we generate. And you know what the worst part is? Is that we have to wait until the summer in order to pay down the credit card that we have to then re-borrow from the same fucking card. You know why? Because this club was financed, right? It was bought under debt. That strategy doesn't exist anymore. You cannot do that when you're looking to purchase a Premier League club anymore. The Glazers were the last ones that were allowed to do it. So don't come and say that, oh, the ownership doesn't invest or doesn't do anything. And if you want to come on the live stream and have a debate about it, we'll go ahead. The link is in the chat.
No, here's the thing, right? Kerwin, here's the thing. Like that whole thing about the Glazers have spent money. They have spent more of the club's money than was necessary on the players that we purchased. That has led to us having to move on from those players for losses or keep those players for too long because we didn't want to lose value. Exhibit A, Eric Bailly. Exhibit B, Victor Lindelof. Exhibit C, Harry Maguire. And I'm still in one position. I'm still at the center backs. Okay? And then the players that we should have kept, but we let go. Exhibit A, Ander Herrera. Exhibit B, David De Gea. Right? We let go of Ander Herrera, never replaced him. We let go of David De Gea. Instead of giving him a contract that was worth maybe 10 million, I think 150,000 or something was being floated for De Gea. We let him go for free and we spent 50 million on Onana. That same summer, we spent 55 million on Mason Mount in the last year of his contract, or with 1 year left on his contract. And that 105 million could have gone to Declan Rice, who would have fixed our midfield issues. Instead, we purchased somebody that was injury prone for 3 years. So you want to come at me saying we've spent money, bro. I'll give you examples of how we've spent it poorly. And secondly, they've spent the club's money. They've spent the money we have. Sunderland, who have been promoted to the Premier League, spent 180 million in the summer. They got a better midfielder than we got because we got nobody. They got Granit Xhaka. Give me Granit Xhaka in this team. I'll snap your hand off. Granit Xhaka next to Casemiro. Granit Xhaka next to Bruno. Works better than whatever we have. Yeah, we also did Mkhitaryan for Sanchez. So what are you talking about, bro? Kerwin, I mean, I'm going to give you the benefit of doubt saying you're not trying to troll us, but it sounds a little trolly when you say that they've spent the money, they just need to get it right. Based on what, bro? Their first summer, they bought Xerxes Ugarte. Not good enough. Matthijs de Ligt. Good enough.
Oh, okay.
Injury prone. Yeah. Injury prone. Right? We spent 15 million on
Mazraoui.
On Mazraoui. Has he given us 15 million of value? Yeah, sure. But no. 15 million only.
No.
15 million is fair. Like 15 million is fair. For Mazraoui, that's fair. Okay. You want to celebrate getting Mazraoui deal right? Go right ahead. But I'm sitting here failing to understand. Hold on. There's some breaking tweet here.
Okay.
Let's see what it is. Okay. Ollie would be more than happy to come back to United. Great.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Isn't it what they've been actually wishing for from the Gary Neville?
After him getting fucking sacked.
To be fair, dude. To be fair, the best manager chant I can remember for a while. Mm-hmm. Ollie's at the wheel. I enjoyed singing that song.
No, I love the Ruben Amorim's one as well. It's
what I don't even remember. I was more focused on the analysis.
Yeah, because Oli had nothing to analyze about, right? It was just vibes.
It was vibes, yeah, it was vibes.
Vibes FC.
Vibes.
I'll tell you though, I was the happiest probably under Ollie. Like just seeing the team, the way they played, and
we scored some crack goals. That was also Bruno's like prime.
Yeah.
Right? That was like prime Bruno that could run, that was scoring crazy amounts of goals. He carried us.
The guy was clueless, man. But one thing that we are failing to also recognize under the guys, the quality that he had in that team. Man, we had Pogba. We had Pogba. We had Ander Herrera, who was present.
Matic as well.
We had Matic.
Was Herrera here during Ollie, or did Herrera leave?
He was. He left under him too.
He was here.
Because we also had our front four. I'll tell you our front four. We had a fairly fit Martial. We had Rashford off the left, Greenwood off the right, and we had Bruno playing in the 10. We had Cavani off the bench. We had eventually Ronaldo in the team as well, and then Ollie got sacked after that. And then we brought in Sancho off the right after the Greenwood.
Speaking of this, Ollie massively underachieved with this squad.
Yeah,
massively. Did he even win a trophy for Man United? Did he win
back in the same?
Did he win a trophy?
No, he didn't. He lost the Europa League final where De Gea missed the penalty. Remember? And
oh yeah,
that's the thing, right? So we have the issue we have is we're going back towards a counter-attacking system. We're going back towards because that's what Glasner does. He sits in a mid block and he counterattacks. He doesn't play
with
possession.
a back three. With a back three.
Even if with a back three, that's actually a fair point because he said like in the last things he said he really enjoys to play a 4-4-2 just to validate all this because he's playing the 3-4-3 as the same thing. And let me tell you something, he's playing that formation, but Ruben Amorim actually does it like so much better because he knows how to press, how to make the possession, how to press, how to play.
Glasner's back three is so static. They are static, guys. And have you kind of realized of late how many coaches are playing the back three? Have you realized?
Vinny, I'll tell you something about Glasner, okay? He's only 4 points behind us, but he's sitting in 14th. If United were in 14th and Crystal Palace were in 6th or wherever we are, and it was the same points difference, it wouldn't be they're 4 points behind us. It would be we're 14th.
Right? Andy, there I put in a tweet in the chat by the 1958. They put this out last year or 2 years ago. No, last year technically because December 28, 2024. If you want to pull it up.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Hold on.
I think the way that they have outlined certain things really resonates, I'll say, with how I feel right now. But I don't know if you want to pull it up.
Yeah, I got it. So it says 1958, Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos, a year of shame and disgrace. When was this put out, you said?
It was in December 28th,
oh my God,
2024.
That's the picture right there. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was about a month after Amorim was appointed. Mm-hmm. Says, Sir Jim promised so much after the generational damage caused by Glazer ownership. He wanted to put the Manchester back into Manchester United. Everyone thinking a local lad would understand the community, the working class, and the fabric of our great club. Far from it, the disgraceful comments in recent interview comparing United to Fulham back this up. I think that was around the ticket prices, right? How Fulham have higher ticket prices. They're also in like prime London area, by the way. Actions will always speak louder than words. All the evidence so far shows a different picture. Price hikes for match-going fans, removal of concessions, club staff losing jobs at all levels, saving peanuts, Ashwood debacle causing millions, ticketing services impacted by cuts, moral of the club in hopes of fans in the gutter, steward bonuses being removed and numbers cuts, and donations to the charity that supports ex-United players stopped without any notice. Okay, basically, he's upset about not doing what they promised, crippling debt, worst of both worlds, attack from the top down with Glazer creaming off the club, and an attack from the bottom up with the local Failsworth lad, preying on those who can at least afford it and have no voice. This cannot continue. We cannot allow this to continue. If we do nothing as a fan base, there'll be no more rivalries, no more fan culture. We are up for the fight. Is the supporters trust? Is the fan base? Okay. I mean, that's an epic picture if I've ever seen one. But yeah, I don't really know what to say. Ankit Pandya says this is their plan. Fletcher, Carrick, McKenna, WAJ. What does that mean? I'm too sleepy, guys. If I don't understand something, don't get upset. But anyways, guys, I'll change the panel. I'll give some other folks a chance. And I'll see you guys later. Shaylin, if you're around and I'm still around, maybe I'll pull you back in again. Peace. What's up, guys? Hey, do you guys think Ryan can tell you guys apart?
Ryan thinks Joel and I are the same person.
Actually, though, like low key, you guys are looking very.
1 second, let me find my glasses. Where the heck are they? I can't find them.
You guys could be brother. You sure you don't have any family in Belgium, Nelson?
No.
Nelson in Joel in Kenya.
No.
What's your background?
I'm from Congo.
Congo.
You speak Lingala?
I understand it, but I don't really
okay.
speak it as well.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
Is Lukaku also Congolese?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Ball knowledge. Ball knowledge, guys. That's all we have to appreciate now. What else? What else we got? Ernest, is your mic working? It's not.
No, it's not. No. But yeah, I was so shocked, I guess, that today Amorim got sacked. Like it's nonsense. Like I was listening to you earlier, like this has nothing to do with football even. Like the fact that he got sacked, this is just something not related with it. But then at the same time, I feel like even though yes, he wasn't really fully performing like we expected, but then at the same time, it's like, what do we expect with this team? You know, like.
No, like I'm saying, listen, right? This is we're talking about a dead man here, so let's be as brutally honest as we want to.
That's what it was.
He didn't perform as he should have. Last season, could he have finished better than 15th? Yes. Could he have won the Europa League final? Yes. This season, could the defense have been better? Sure. Right? But considering all the mitigating circumstances that were there, because let's be honest, like we like to sit here and pretend like everything that's happening with Aston Villa that's good is because of Emery. Yeah, and that's bullshit. Like we've seen it, man. We've seen they've been winning games by individual brilliance, and we did that under Ollie, and it got us nowhere in the long term. Right? We did that plenty of times. Bruno won us so many games. Rashford won us so many games. Greenwood won us so many games. Martial did it. Cavani did it. Cavani, remember, was it Southampton? He came off the bench and we won 3-2. Scott McTominay has done that as well. He's won us games by scoring 2 late goals. Right? But we can't. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry to interrupt you, but then they also have a midfield. We don't. Yeah. They have a midfield. Like someone like Tielemans, he can play. Like I always said it. We need a player like that. Tielemans, like on build-up play, under pressure, he always knows.
He's just a proper midfielder, and I always have respect for somebody that physically doesn't look like they're built to succeed in the Premier League. Because he's so slow, man.
Yeah, he's
so slow, and he's built like a Lego. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not like criticizing his fitness. I'm just saying his body type. He's like a square. You know, but still, the way his speed of thought, right? The way he moves, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. And
sorry,
Nelson was talking about Onana was really good when they played against us, right? So
I think Onana is really good.
He hasn't shown me as much as I would have liked to see, but maybe that's a bit of a Pogba problem where you see a 6'4" midfielder and you're expecting the world, right?
He's 100%.
But anyway, so I'm looking at this and I'm saying, listen, the performances, were they perfect? No. But what, one manager a year gets the performances perfect? Whoever wins the league? Everybody else can do better. Right?
Yeah.
And this year, for us to be 3 points off of fourth place, this is not, even Nelson, who was saying that maybe he was underperforming, had changed his tune after the AFCON stuff started, after the listen, Nelson, didn't you say we needed 6 points from these games? And we got more than 6.
We got more than 6. I don't know if you remember, I literally said, even though I thought it's weird because we beat Newcastle, was the team I thought we would lose to, and then we due to Wolves, I'm still happy with that. To be fair, like I actually prefer
4 points
beating
from
Newcastle.
Wolves this season is not crazy.
It's not bad.
A lot because teams will figure out by the end of the season that Wolves are going to get some points.
Yeah,
they battered West
Ham.
Absolutely, West Ham are a terrible team.
Is my mic working now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's. Have you guys seen what West Ham is doing today? They bought already 3 or 4 players.
Yeah.
And like the fact that we're not doing that, like that says a lot also.
And I think have they got rid of Nuno yet? I know they're discussing removing him.
They asked Nuno what it was like to see Amorim get sacked. Who had that on their bingo card?
Yeah.
Holy.
Who had that on their bingo card? And he's like, I would just suggest he goes and resets. It's part of life, ups and downs, because he's also Portuguese, right?
Yeah.
Portuguese. So, I mean, that's fair. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying West Ham should have sacked him first, because I don't want any manager to get sacked. Plus, if there's a let's say above average Premier League manager that guarantees you something, it's Nuno. Nuno
would have for sure. Yeah. Nuno's a good coach.
Yeah, he's a good coach. He can get you points. He sets up a defense well, compact team, counterattack. Give him fast players. Give him passers in the midfield. He'll win you games.
And he probably also had still been at Nottingham, I think.
Yeah, he did the same thing with Nottingham. Remember, they were kind of weak this season before, and the next season they just absolutely overperformed.
They had the guy. What was his name, man? The guy who got him up from the championship.
Wood. Is it Woods?
Amazing. Woods. Yeah, Wood is so good.
No, not the striker. The manager. Before Nuno. I'm thinking Scott Parker, but that's like it's a different name that's also very basic English.
I'm looking it up as you go.
You know what, Nelson? I need to apologize to you. For all the disagreements, I've had with you with the back four, I think for me to believe in Ineos, I'm a big fool. The last time I felt this way was when I broke up with my girlfriend. I've never felt like
Steve Cooper. Sorry, that's the
Steve
name.
Cooper. Yeah.
Told you, basic English name.
What are we turning into? I don't get it. And Vinny said it, and I was thinking about there is no manager that will succeed in United if he's not British or from the UK. They would never allow you to perform. And so when after spending I went to bed after 4 after listening to some mix. I woke up about 10 or so, and the first thing I woke up to, Amorim is sad. How did you get to this position? And
Ernest, now I'm wondering what formation your girlfriend played, bro. I'm trying to figure this out. Yeah, no, she preferred 4-2-3-1. Is that?
Yeah, she definitely did. It's it's sad, and one thing that people I don't say much of it is this leak message that came out, and people are talking about. I saw if a player calls out the manager, he leaves the club. So if a manager talks about the owner, he should leave as well. Same thing. But no one is talking about how a WhatsApp message that is so private. A team sheet leaks. You can understand that. A lot of people will have access to it. But for something like that to be leaked, and then I don't think any human being would even be happy with such thing. And I'm pretty sure that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I think that was the one that literally sent to Ruben Amorim on his way to make those comments, because no one will accept. Those things are so private that the only way that comes out is if one of those board members literally found a way to leak it. And no one is talking about that. Gary Neville said all this on that.
it's Vivell, right? It's Vivell that leaked it. It's Vivell that's linked us to Oliver Glasner, because there's a German journalist who first said that it's going to be Glasner, and Glasner managed a bunch in the Bundesliga, 2 clubs, from what I remember when I did the video of him. Listen, I said this before in the video. I did the video months ago when I was worried that Amorim was going to get sacked, like early on in the season, where I said Glasner wouldn't be a good fit at the club. And my point at the time was that if you go look at the top 5 leagues, there was a chart posted by The Athletic where they did this research. Other than Leicester and maybe 1 or 2 other clubs, if you want to get more than 2.5 points per, 2 or 2.2 points per game, which is probably what you need to go win the league, you have to play possession football. Like the correlation between high possession and points per game is very high. Oliver Glasner, his history tells you, if you go check his average possession, and again, I did my research for the show. You can go watch the video as well. He hovers around 50% possession because he plays in the mid block. Now, since I made the video and I said that, we've seen an adaptation in the Premier League coming as well, where I do think we will see some teams that will perhaps win the league with maybe instead of 65% possession, maybe something like 58% possession. But the thing is, with Crystal Palace, we've seen him have the most success having 44% possession, right? And if he comes to United, I actually think he's going to have success playing the exact same way he plays at Crystal Palace, because this still isn't a possession team.
But then if you're Crystal Palace, like you cannot have the ball, like because you're Crystal Palace, or also like the previous teams that he has, like you cannot dominate. Like
brother, he has. Hold on, he has Daniel Munoz is the best right wing back, best attacking fullback in the league. Tyreek Mitchell, one of the best defensive fullbacks in the league. Adam Wharton is the 100 million player that everybody wants.
Yeah.
He has Will Hughes in midfield, which is a functional Premier League midfielder. He's not like world beater, functional Premier League midfielder. Who else does he have in midfield?
I think what the point that Joel is trying to make is, if you are United, you go into every game. Everyone is expected for you to have the ball. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Are you trying to say that he can't do that at United because Crystal Palace aren't expected to?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, we do have they have to play with less of the ball compared to.
But that's what I'm saying, right? We've seen him with players that could play with more possession, still play with less possession because that's how his system works, right? Okay. And I'm not talking. Listen, you can be a team that, because this is average possession over a whole season. I'm not saying he should go and play 60% possession against Liverpool. Right? Yeah. There's probably 6 teams that play with more possession than you. But if you still dominate possession against the other 14, you're still ending up with more than 50% possession. Right? Yeah. To be at 43%, you're playing against every goddamn team the same way. Right? So that's what I'm saying. And so I don't know if it's going to translate, but it's not in my hands. I've given up with trying to make sense of this club. Anyways, Nelson, you've been awfully quiet.
No, I've just been like... Because what Anna said, the way some people might take me is like I'm gloating. Well, I'm not, because I'm looking at this club. Here's the reason why I like your channel, Andy. Is it kind of gave me positivity while I was negative, because this whole time I'm rather hoping that you're right, more so than I'm wrong. Because if you're right, we're winning the league in 3 years, 4 years time. I don't care. At that point, who gives a shit? But the fact that we're seeing the same things is scary. And it's Shant had said this, like, it's not just the fact that we're firing managers, it's that we're not investing. Like, we should be, if you fire this guy, sure, but you should still be bringing in the midfielders. You should still be bringing in the wing backs or whatever. Yeah, we're not going to do anything. And that's scary. Because whoever comes in.
We might sell Bruno.
No, 100% we're selling Bruno.
No, in January.
Definitely.
Oh, in Jan?
January.
Oh, I don't think so in Jan. That'd be crazy.
think about it this way, Nelson. This looks like a project that they've given up on, and they want to sell for parts. Because here's the thing: if Bruno gets sold with the players that we have, can we stay up in the league? Yes. We'll have another 15 place. We'll have a 15 place.
We'll finish like lower.
Because last season we had only Bruno, right? And he helped us stay up.
He carried
us.
Now
we have Cunha, we have Mbumo. Those guys played. Cunha kept Wolves up with a much worse squad. We can finish 15th.
And with a more pragmatic style, we could actually. You'd be like 11th. You could actually generate.
We could finish 8th as well. But the worst case I'm saying is 15th, right? If we throw all our games.
I don't think we would sell Bruno though. Not January.
Dude, I'm telling you, Saudi, if somebody honestly.
If Saudi comes 150.
I might just message them. No, why 150, 100? We take 100.
Damn.
I will tell you this right now, Nelson. I personally, with everything that's happened, if Bruno wanted to go, I would take the money.
Oh yeah, I'd take the money too. To be honest,
if
we
Bruno
don't have the money.
Because I'm not saying we should force him out. He doesn't deserve that. Gosh, we've done enough crime against Portuguese people for one whole year.
Yeah.
We don't need to do that again, right?
And we see how we treat our legends. Like what we did to De Gea was disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if Bruno wants to go, he can go. They're not going to sell any of the new players. They're not going to sell Mainu now because Mainu's going to be the asset that's like, let's invest in him, let's keep him, let's develop him. Sure, let's honestly, for me, play Mainu every game till the end of the season.
Yeah.
He will get injured.
What's that?
He will get injured.
Oh, he won't because it's a World Cup season. Trust me. He'll play through the injury. You'll see. I'm not joking. You'll see. My biggest fear, and because I'm a Mainu fan, but if he does show up next game, he needs to go. And I'm not joking. If this whole time he's been lying about this injury, he needs to go.
The injury was fabricated.
If he's feigning it, he needs to go. I don't want to see him again. I don't care whether or not you dislike the manager. We've all worked for managers who we don't like, and you still do it. So I don't understand why you would
we don't have the luxury. If I didn't work for a manager I didn't like, I'd be sacked.
Yeah, 100%.
We've all done it. Ernest, are you in school, by the way? What do you do?
Oh, I'm an accountant. That's why I was the one that made that comment under Shailene when he was talking about the balance sheet when you are like, oh no, it's just maths. Which of the videos?
Sorry, when I say school, I meant like uni as well.
Uni. Oh yeah. I finished my master's last year.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
Like when I was growing up in India, when you said school, you meant till like grade 12.
That's how I took it too.
When you come to Canada, like school is anything.
School's everything. Yeah.
And in fact, even work is everything, right? Sometimes you're just doing stuff around the house, and you're like, I'm working on something, right?
Yeah.
It's confusing. So I didn't mean that you're like a kid. I believe you. But anyways. Okay, that's cool. So you must have
I have a question.
You must have enjoyed the last Stat Patters episode with Shailene then.
Yeah, that's there, and that's why I was like, when I think you responded, and I was like, he has to be an account or something, and you're like, oh no, he's just a smart guy or something like that. Yeah, it was very good. I loved it. I was like, wow. I said, this guy must be he must be an accountant. But it's good. I liked it. I was going to ask a question. What are the chances that Ineos actually spend just to prove us wrong?
In the summer.
So, no, here's the thing, Nelson. There's one scenario where we spend money. Burnley is a meh game. Win or draw, lose, whatever. We get battered by City and Arsenal.
Yeah.
We're going to spend.
Yeah. I think if we get, and that's my hope.
Those clubs aren't going to leave anything on the table.
So let's pray that we will lose them.
We have to. You don't remember when we bought Bruno, it's because we got battered.
Yeah.
And we went and got Bruno. We weren't going to spend for him.
In the summer before that, the scouting department said he gives the ball away too often.
Yeah.
So we don't want him.
Yeah.
Then we were getting battered, and because we had already done the legwork on that deal, we went and did it. So that tells me we get battered in these 3 games.
We get Baleba.
We're getting Baleba.
And definitely. Arsenal is going to beat us. There's no way we are going to beat Arsenal at Emirates.
There's an Adam Sandler movie called Click. Okay, where he has like a remote that he can fast forward and then ends up regretting it, live life, whatever. I can go now to after the Arsenal game. I'm pressing that shit. Okay? Hopefully, I have a few hundred more subscribers. I don't need to sit through the shit.
Because actually, I remember looking at that squad. I know Vinny had said we had a good squad. I looked at that squad again. It was awful. We played Pereira. We had Pereira, Mata as a right wing. Left wing was the game we got battered before Bruno came in. We had a bad squad.
Wait. Wasn't that also Ollie reacting by benching all the first teamers?
We played.
Oh, it was that game.
We played Brandon Williams, left back.
I remember that.
We had a horrible team. It wasn't good at all. And then we got Bruno in. And we started winning, and everyone goes, "Oh wait, were we just one player away?"
Like a 0-0 draw against Wolves.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you could see we played better, though. You could immediately tell we were playing.
Yeah, he was playing. He was playing DLP. He was like telling people where to go and shit. I was like, "Damn, we got somebody."
But regarding Glasner, I don't think we're gonna get. I don't think we go for Glasner though. I really hope it's not Glasner. I think there are better coaches out there.
But we're not going to get De Zerbi, though. You know that, right? We're not getting De Zerbi, Nelson.
I really hope so. I'm praying because, dude, if we don't,
he's going to come with a grenade in his, he's going to pull the pin on a grenade and keep it in his hand. He's like, I'm going down with this shit.
That's exactly what I was going to. That's exactly the point I was going to say. He's not a yes man, and these people they want a yes man, and I don't see De Zerbi being a yes man.
I want them so.
He's not going to be endearing for the fans.
Oh no.
Right, and also there's gonna be the people, the whole Mason Greenwood out people. They're gonna come and say you gave him a career at Marseille.
Oh, true. Yeah, there's that side.
Again, I have no comment in that situation. I care about United. And look, is De Zerbi a good coach? I wanted him when he was at Brighton. I have no idea why he went to Marseille, to be honest.
No,
I think he probably fell out with the Brighton guys.
He fell. I think he did because he wanted more control, and then he went to Marseille, and the Marseille did give him control.
And that's the point right there. And I was saying that I was talking to some of my friends today. I said I can't unless I'm missing something, but there is no successful manager that has done it at the highest level, competed, win major trophy, that doesn't have that control. There is no successful manager that, yes, you adapt, but there is no successful manager I've seen that comes in and in 6 more times they tell you to change or whatever to adapt. They always back you, then you adapt from there. I don't remember anyone that has done it. Ferguson, we knew what he was good for. He goes to the other teams, get their best player, bring him to a team. Wingers that can take on players, good playing midfielders. Pep, we know when Pep came to Man City, wanted tiki-taka, they gave him the players. Klopp, you might say they didn't give him that much, but
Ernest,
he was.
I'll go a step further. I'm gonna be a nice guy, be part of a group of people making decisions. Has never even worked at the international level. Look at Gareth Southgate.
Yeah, but then I want to say that I kind of disagree. Like the top coaches, they get a say for sure. Like a Pep for sure. A Klopp at some point he got something to say. Arteta maybe like after he built up like a bunch of he got good results and then they were like, okay, like we trust you now. I think so. But then I think it was like. I think most coaches just in the Premier League or even somewhere else, even at Real Madrid, like what Alonso is dealing with today.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah. Well, it not just him. Carlo Ancelotti. Remember, Ancelotti didn't want Mbappe. He didn't want him. He knew it was going to become an issue that you have 2 players. They have 3 players who want to play left wing.
There you go.
You have Rodrigo, Mbappe, and Vinny. All three want to play left wing. So and he knew it was going to be a problem. Either way, they didn't care. But actually, what you said, like Klopp, you guys remember when Klopp came in? Klopp was a head coach, and when he came in, he had beef with Michael Edwards. Yeah, and to be fair, Michael Edwards did give him the good players. But
and then they kicked him out.
And then they kicked him out.
Klopp got control back. They made terrible transfers,
and then they brought him back in. Yeah,
there you go. So that's what I'm trying
Ernest
to say.
just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Ernest.
Appreciate
you, brother. Let's see who got the memberships. We got Farhan Maz, NS 0121, Radulian Costin, Masher, and Juiced. Welcome to the members club, guys.
What's a name?
Yeah, got some crazy names there. Anyway, so guys, so Devo66 says Ollie at the wheel, Kane at Neville and Scholes too. Yeah, guys, let's just get all of them in. There's this one guy, by the way, if you're watching this video, this guy named Bryn Jeffries. Okay. Every video he comments, and at the end he signs off saying keep it in the family. And just before he says keep it in the family, he always says bring back Roy Keane. Okay. Every single comment, bar none. I apologize, Bryn, in advance. I read your comments, and I'm sometimes hoping that maybe you don't see comments from me and you just stop. I don't know what keep it in the family means, bro. What does it mean? Who's the family? Roy Keane doesn't want to come back to this club. You listen to Roy Keane's commentary after game. He says, "Why didn't we sit back and counterattack?" Okay, that's his point. Like every time he's like, "Oh, West Ham game, right? West Ham game." After that, he was sitting with Slaven Bilic, and they were talking about what happened in the game. He's like, "Oh, like once you go 1 goal up, why don't we just try to soak up the pressure, and counterattack?" Like,
wait, is that a thing? Wait. Can I say something sorry to keep going, but like this whole thing of like let's say like with Ollie, yeah, like it was fun and it was fun to watch it, and also with Mourinho at some point we were like 4-0 FC, if you guys remember, like we were winning 4-0, like whatever.
Zlatan in his first season did a lot of heavy lifting.
But we did play a lot of counter-attacking football, or am I delusional hearing this?
Martial and
Rashford were
counter-attacking football. All of it was, right? Like that was our successful part, right? Like the same thing with like his best season that Rashford had under Ten Hag. Counter-attacking football.
6 back.
So like it's like if everyone wants to see that, then we can get a trophy like here and there, cool, and it will be fun. But like in long term, that's not football, right?
Yeah.
That's not football. Like that. So we need actually like a coach who wants to play like modern football, like I guess Amorim wanted to do, but like didn't get the time.
But
the
issue,
Can I just say the thing that I'm most disappointed by looking at what's happened with Amorim now? You can pretty much guarantee we will never ever get someone like Luis Enrique coming to this club.
Oh no, I don't think it was ever a discussion.
Top coaches,
no way,
never happening. Even as like 2 other coaches come in, take us like consistent 4th, consistent 2nd, and then it's the guy that unlocks us to go win Champions Leagues. Never happening. So but we have to get lucky with like Memphis Depay / Matisse managing Chelsea. That type of manager coming.
Do you not remember when Louis van Gaal left? Louis van Gaal actually broke his NDA. I don't know if you guys remember when he came out and said this wasn't a club. It was what was the phrase? Yeah, it was like a circus or something. Yeah, and go on, Joe.
No, because the interview was also in Dutch. I speak Dutch, and he just said like it's just like a circus, and it's like it's not a football club. Like they own like a media company, let's say.
Yes, like that's what he said. Yeah, it was like a media company. Yeah. And when Jose Mourinho came in and left, I think that was the last good coach like of that level that we were gonna get. Like I felt like that was the end. I knew it was either going to be we get lucky and we just get a good, decent coach who improves with the team. That's the only other way. I think we're done with decent coaches.
No, we're done. Yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
I think the only luck we have is we get lucky with somebody.
Yeah, we just get lucky.
Who is incredibly good, and I feel like that would, in a certain way, with transfers as well. We're not going to spend the top dollar for the top players, which means we have to, go for these, convince these 50, 60 million type of players to come in and do well for us. Guys, I'm going to rotate the panel. We got some more people coming. All right. Thanks for your thoughts.
Cheers.
You're on. Ernest, thank you for the memberships again.
Awesome.
See you guys later.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
Oh, I'll be back at 10 p.m., guys. So whoever's here, join us. All right, we'll bring Shaylin back in, Ryan, and let's talk to Ash.
What's up, guys?
What's up? We'll bring Subtype in as well because he was here before. Subtype, how are you doing?
Hey, Andy, I'm doing good. How are you?
How are you feeling? How are you feeling about Amorim out?
Pretty grim since the morning. I think I joined some Mixer stream as well in the morning. Yeah. And I think I made this point earlier in that stream as well. But what has Amorim done for the club and for Ineos mainly, who are extremely selfish, is basically they gave two of their dead investments some market value, and those two dead investments are Luke Shaw and Mason Mount, who were pretty much not being talked about in last year or 2 years back, basically. Now there is at least some market value, and it's all because of his philosophy and the changes that he implemented. He literally converted their 1 million investment in Eden Heaven into a $70 million, $80 million center back. If Barcelona comes in for him, which they will, or some top club will come in to sign him in next few years, because he's that talented, they'll make money out of it, basically. So yeah, and then
Subtype, one second, sorry. Can we just give like troll of the year, like early shout for Sam Worthington? Because he says, can we move on from this Amorim thing? It's over and boring, doesn't warrant the discussion. Brother, like if you have a death in the family, do you even go to the funeral, or you're just like, okay, I guess?
No, and I'm ready to move on. Okay, if that's the question, then I'm going to tell you what are my expectations. There is no slack going forward. Like I'm not going to cut a slack for Darren Fletcher starting from day one. Because Ineos in their statement
Wait, Subtype, hold on. Yeah. Can I be the first person to say Fletcher out?
Go ahead.
Fletcher out. Anyways, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, my thinking is, or in the statement they have mentioned that, the team can do better than what we are doing at the moment, right? So basically, the take here is, fortunately for Fletcher, Bruno is going to recover in time. But had Bruno not available for a Burnley game, I was going to expect Ugarte to be a prime advanced playmaker, basically. Suddenly, he was magically going to create goals, and we were going to play like really fabulous football, because that's what what I have been told to believe. That, look at the under 18s. They are playing such a nice football. They are playing with Manchester United identity.
They've got highlights of Rooney, Tevez, and Ji-Sung Park.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm
no
now being
Ronaldo, by the way.
being told to believe that no, under 18s are performing really well. They are playing with Manchester United DNA, and that's what Fletcher is going to bring in. So yeah, okay. Let him bring in what matters. I'll tell you what I'm going to judge. I don't want my team to fall off from the XG stats that we have, and I don't want my team to fall off from the 6th position. If any of those two things happen, Ineos they have already failed, but they have no way to recover, and I want them to fall flat on their face, basically, at this point in time.
There's been people saying we should get relegated and it serves them right, but guess what, man? It's going to be egg on our face, and they're not going to care. They're just going to look at it as a distressed asset that they move on from.
And it's going to be prove me wrong, basically, from this point onwards. You have taken a decision, and you are basically telling me, Amorim basically made it pretty clear that your academy is not ready. Now you have to prove me wrong that, hey, our academy has potential and our academy is not crap, basically. Or we already have prospects there who are ready for the game time or for the show, basically. So this is, you are not going to get any slack. I don't want to hear any argument from any of the fan forums saying, oh, we need more time. Oh, we don't have players. No, nothing. That ship has sailed. And there is no project at United. There is no project at United. It is result-driven business, and you will be judged based off of that. If 38% win rate is the reason why the manager is getting sacked, then yeah, I would better expect that, hey, my win percentage is basically going to be 60% going forward. Yeah, that's where we are at. I mean, what else to say?
Subtype, I'm glad you came in and spoke a lot of sense, because I'm so low on energy right now. I feel like I've been saying the same thing over and over, but maybe we can hear from Ryan and then Ash.
Yeah, I think I say it all in the background. I wish I could find one that had Glinios, but it's not been made yet. I'm sure they will be soon.
Have you heard of AI?
True. I did it in about 2 minutes before I came on.
Welcome to my life.
But yeah, I've been on Smeeks' stream briefly earlier, but just as pissed as everyone else.
I guarantee there are very few people. I guarantee there are very few people more pissed than me. I have to think about my words. Jesus, I'm on 3 hours of sleep, and I got up to a phone call from Rishi at 5:30 a.m. and I was live at 5:40 a.m. I'm sorry, Ryan. I've cut you off.
I sent a message in Discord when you put that in. I said, "Has Rishi just woken you up?" And you were like, "Yeah."
I remember that. Yes. Go for it. Sorry.
But yeah, I think that it's just kind of crazy. I mean, I'm really glad. I said this on Smeeks' stream. I'm really glad that Amorim got the chance before and after the Leeds game to say his piece, so that we know for a fact that this was not down to results. Like, they can't even pretend, because he made it so clear that it wasn't about the results that he got. Oh, have we lost Shaylin?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
But yeah, that he didn't give them a free pass to control the narrative, essentially. I'm still predicting, so it's on record, Amorim is going to win a major trophy before Manchester United do. He is going to join a top club, and we are going to look like absolute morons for letting him get away. Glasner, the Glasner talk is depressing me, because Glasner unironically has just as good of a team as Amorim, and he's in a position that made our entire fan base want Amorim to get sacked last season. So what's he going to do? Come here and do exactly what he's doing at Palace and then get sacked?
Also, what nobody's talking about is the fact that he has Conference League football and his team is struggling. Right?
Yeah.
Underlying
stats that we apparently want.
Okay, do we have individual players that are better than theirs? Because Bruno's better than most players in the Premier League. Okay, fair enough. But is he going to get the same tune out of Bruno that Amorim did?
And is Bruno going to want to stay?
Is he related to Dallo? Is the question.
I think Bruno's as good as gone. I think not in his head.
Oh, I'm telling you, I have a prediction for Bruno.
Go for it.
So I think Amorim is going to get a job. I hope. But if Amorim goes into any other club than City, Bruno is going to follow there. Mark my prediction. If UA somehow gets Amorim as the manager, Bruno is going to go to UA. I'm telling you that right now.
I said that as well in the Discord earlier. I said the exact same thing. I said, hopefully they go to the same club and win some deserved trophies together.
Yeah,
because we ain't getting them for him.
Shaylin said something when we spoke to each other earlier, and Shaylin said we might sell Bruno in January, and I was like, I don't even need to go through the 4D chess. The numbers floating around, like that just makes sense.
I mean, the release clause, right?
Yeah. If they want to sell Bruno in January, that's fine. As I said, right? then I'm going to expect you to create XG numbers that we are already creating. Do whatever you want. Like it's a free season for anyone and everyone, right? So do whatever you want. What I care about is the XG. What I care about is we don't fall from the position that we have at the moment, because that is where you are starting. Your starting point is
subtype.
that.
The moment Bruno left, we dropped 2 positions in that XG.
But
like,
apparently we have been told to believe that, oh, things are going to get better, or we are supposed to
that
be
was the
doing
official
better
club
than
statement,
this.
by the way, that they've done this to improve the results.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is what I don't understand, right? What do the club have to lose by just saying that, you know, the situation behind the scenes had become untenable, so we're moving on? What how is that any different to what it is now, right? Because I would actually respect the club more for saying that.
What I will say is, I actually think there will be a section of the fan base that doesn't even realize the real reason that he's gone, because they won't hear it.
Hey, we have it. Sam Worthington. He's in the chat right now.
But I mean, as in also like people that aren't even online.
Oh, but he's
like,
trolling
older
though. Like
fans.
he's trolling. I respect it. It's world class trolling. Like
He is
respect
a great
That's
troller.
what,
He is
if
a troll.
I had the energy, guys, I'm telling you, being a hater requires energy. Okay, I don't have that energy. If I could go watch like Liverpool streams like for 2 hours and just interact with the chat and just shit on everybody, that would take so much energy, bro. I can barely watch things I like.
I'm not gonna lie, I am going to be that guy if we are losing. I am just gonna be hating on like Ineos and whoever they replace him with.
Who though? Like that's not the same. Sam Worthington is a level above you, bro. Ryan, just get out of the battlefield, bro.
True. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, Nelson was right.
Guys, I
Oh,
just
yeah, we gotta
realized
say it. Obliged
we're
to say
all
it.
wearing black for Manchester
mourning.
United's funeral.
This is gray.
That's where
I'm blending into my chair.
It's close enough, man.
It's actually me just wanting to try and say that I hope Manu stays where he belongs.
Bench. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, and one
still
more thing
stick
I
with
wanted
that
to
guy.
also suggest to Ineos, like,
Subtype, can we just hear from Ash first? Actually, He
Yeah,
hasn't
sorry,
spoken yet.
Yeah, I think I echo the sentiment for most people today, which is a bit catatonic, a bit angry, a bit depressed overall, which is not a great way to start, by the way. I was having my morning coffee and this news broke. I have a friend who's also a United fan. And I saw his text first and then Discord blew up. So, yeah.
By the way, a moment for the Discord today. I have never seen Discord go crazier ballistic at freaking 5:30 in the morning. You know what Rishi does? Rishi calls me. He can barely believe it himself. He's like, he sends me 2 texts. He's like, Ruben Amorim sacked. He calls me. He's like, he's out of breath, right? Just sitting in his chair. He's out of breath. And he's like, dude, Amorim's been sacked. And I was like, oh shit, like, okay, like I guess I'm going live. He's like, oh, that's fantastic. And then he's giving me 50 pieces of information. It hasn't been 2 minutes since I woke up. And just 50 pieces. And he's like, voice is getting louder. I'm like, bro, I'm about to pass out right now. Not from you, not from Amorim getting sacked, but because I have 3 hours of sleep. Just calm down. And then he's like, have you read the Discord? I'm like, I can't follow what you're saying right now. You're asking me to read 500 messages per minute. How can I do that? It's crazy. But yeah.
You made me laugh so much on your live when every time you tried to say something, Rishi was so energetic that he kept cutting across you, and you were just like, Rishi, please, I don't have the like energy in me to cut over you. Can you please just let me finish?
Yeah.
And you could see Rishi's face as he was like kept stopping himself because he was like,
yeah.
trying to stop
He was
himself
so
from cutting.
excited because he carried the morning show. So to give him his credit,
Yeah.
like
It's like a bad
I needed a
excitement,
good
right?
hour. I needed a good hour to snap out of it, and then the whole Opta thing happened. But whatever. Ash, sorry, I cut you off.
No worries. Don't worry. Look, I don't know. Like the overwhelming feeling I have is disappointment, honestly, because we lost a guy who was actually building a project. In the past, when this has happened, you didn't really feel much. It was just good riddance most of the time. But this time we've lost a project. I think that's all 5 of us here can agree that this was building to something quite good. Were the results up to the mark? Probably not. Was there certain situations where you scratched your head at the decisions? Of course. But I think, we were far from the finished product, and it's a shame that it's been cut short. And two, I think the part that saddens me the most is we lost a manager who genuinely cared about the team. I don't think I've seen that
About the
since
fans
all.
too. He cared about the fans.
Exactly.
That's the only reason I think he doesn't go to City, by the way. Because if this was De Zerbi or Conte or Tuchel, they're petulant. They would go the next day to City. They just drive over, right? Carrington
Exactly.
and Etihad, whatever complex, training complex is whatever it's called. They just drive over, right? Devo has a super chat here. Says PSG built their model with director of football, head coach, big players. Result was mockery. They rebuilt their project around Luis Enrique as a manager, and the result is Champions League, right? And they also, got away from the Galactico signings. The selling Mbappe was a blessing for them and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just sitting here, guys. I think the fans at this club, they believe that Luis Enrique or Pep Guardiola or some of these big managers that are out there, Hansi Flick, they win 38 games a season and make perfect substitutions every game, and they turn $2 million euro players like Aiden Heaven into Lamine Yamal, right? That's what they think, that every decision is made correctly by somebody. Here's the thing in life with social media and with everything that's going on right now. If you want to be right about something, you will find somebody to agree with you. And you can also always go to iamright.com and find the answer you want, right? So if you're going to sit there with the angle of, oh, have you seen the substitutions that guy made? Like, how the hell can you bring on all these center backs for other center backs, right? What does that even mean? It means jack shit. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. You just need something to bitch and moan about because you've started with the hypothesis of Amorim is bad, and you've tried to work backwards towards how I can meet it, right? Try to find the results that match the hypothesis.
I agree with that a lot, because if you go back and look at the period where Tuchel was announced as the English manager, some of the interviews, and this is not fan channels or forums, this is actual people who are associated to the game and are now pundits, saying this is against the ethos of the FA. Dude, your ethos has lost you one Euro final. Your team has stars, but you refuse to play
final.
Exactly. You refuse to play any form of attacking football. You do have world-class talents in that English team, and you refuse to play any kind of inspiring football at all. And what are you saying sitting there? This is against the ethos to have a German manager in the English game. And so it goes back to when Amorim was appointed. I remember there's so many targeted memes you could see pretty much everywhere, man. Like, the fact that he uses a tactics board was made fun of. It's just this. I was tired of it.
That's the exact same thing, right? The tactics board thing is, I know Amorim isn't a good manager, and this is evidence of him not being a good manager.
Exactly.
It's not. I've seen him do that. Actually, his subs were not good. Actually, you know what? The players were not up for that game, and we got blown away before we could react because we should have been 3-0 down. That offside was a wrong call, right? And we should have lost that game even before penalties. But the fact that it went to penalties made it even more big pantomime, because then, Mbumo missed the penalty, et cetera, right? So, yeah, man. I mean, I really don't know what to say. And we have one resident
just
English fan here.
Real quick point.
Yeah.
This is the first time we have sacked a manager where there is no inkling of a dressing room unrest. There is no evidence that players are not playing for him. He has lost the dressing room. There is absolutely no evidence of that. So this is purely to satisfy their ego. And at this point in time, I mean, I'm not going to. Ineos have lost that plot basically in terms of distinguishing between. I used to distinguish. I used to differentiate between what is Ineos and what are Glazers. They have lost that track basically. Starting today, they are the same for me. There is no distinction. Absolutely.
I think whoever, like Subtype, I think whoever it is that we end up bringing in, because we were talking about how Amorim got memed, right, or things like that. I don't think we can blame like the next manager. Wilcox is probably the one that we have to go and ask questions to and demand answers from.
I have a comment to make here, Shaylin. Sorry. Doesn't Glasner remind you a lot of last season's Frank?
Yeah,
he reminds me of Graham Potter. I don't think
or insert decent Premier League
that.
manager that has potentially gone on and done very poorly at a bigger club.
Yeah, he's done well for the league position he is in, and the level
Art,
of team he's in.
let's hear from Art. He's got a devious smile.
I've been up for 19 hours, so I might not be coherent. Number one, I really like Glasner. I'm here in Austria. I follow him quite a bit. He's a great coach, and he's very flexible. And if he's in Manchester United, he'll be doing better than Amorim. But I don't think he'll win the league. That's
okay.
what I'm
Okay, that's
say.
fair. That's fair.
All right. And now I'm so really fucking pissed off at Ineos and Glasner's whole these bloody bastard, thin-skinned bastards. But I was thinking about the whole thing, and I don't think they're so thin-skinned. I think it's a business calculation that they made, because I think they've written off Champions League. I think they just think they can reach Europe, Conference League or the Europa League. And I think their calculation is quite simple, and that's been going through their head. If we're quite honest, the last 3 games were absolute shit. That's the truth. If I just go back to the last game or the game before that against Wolves, it made my stomach turn. So their calculation was. Just let me finish my thought. So I think their calculation is quite simple. We're not getting any top players. Nobody's coming to Manchester United. Not where we are at. Not if we can't get Champions League. We don't have the money, and nobody wants to come. That's a fact. I mean, Semenyo don't want to come. I don't think we're going to get Anderson. Wharton's not going to come. Maybe Baleba, but do you think he's going to make such a difference? I don't think so.
He has the potential to be the best of those 3, by the way.
Sorry?
Yeah, he has the highest
unreal.
ceiling. He has the highest ceiling of all 3 of them.
He's actually unreal.
Yes, but he's also work in progress. So I think
I would say even at the current level and what we've seen for Cameroon, he has a higher level than what we've seen from Anderson and Wharton.
Art, if I may, because you've already said a lot, I just want to react to one piece of what you said, which is the business.
I'm gonna forget what I said. I'm so tired.
No, I hear you. I hear you. And listen, it's best to just cut through the BS and speak your mind, because I'll say the business calculation part. I don't even have enough confidence to say you're wrong, because you might be right and Ineos might be thinking like that.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Right. Dude. So I'll address, assuming you're right about Ineos's calculation, the business calculation is really stupid, because your best bet to get 6th or even 7th is with Amorim there. We will find out very quickly with we'll find out very quickly with Darren Fletcher, right? How bad we actually are. Art is wondering what Shant is doing now. Art, I think your best
driving their car.
34 years old, by the way.
Yeah, then that's almost half of 6'7". Anyways,
I'm 61, so what the hell are you talking about?
No, it honestly, Art, the world has gone to shit since you were in our age. Okay, that's what's happened. It's a meme that means nothing.
I noticed.
Yeah,
I can tell
exactly.
the difference.
I wonder who did it though. But anyways, we'll talk about that next stream. So for me, like, I'm looking at the business calculation. It's so incredibly stupid, because I think if you went to Amorim and said, you know what, we can't get you your Baleba, your Anderson right now, but we'll go get you Ederson for 30 million. Instead, they decided to pay Amorim 10 million pounds for his contract, and the difference is literally 20 million. And now you might sacrifice more than 20 million because you don't finish in any European competition by the end of the season. And if you're 10th again, that is much worse than being in Europa League to get a top player.
I know you didn't let me finish my thought. The way I see Amorim is simply this. He came to the point that he says, I want this or I go. And I think that's because even if you let the press conferences gave last week, I kind of felt there was a change in his attitude. He's the type of guy who kind of like would put the things on the table. And I think the calculation went on both sides, because I mean, especially what came out last Friday, something was going on the background. What Vivalli, whatever his name is, brought out all this thing that he didn't, whatever he said in last August and so on and so forth. So something was cooking for some time. So there is one side is the emotional side, which I consider Amorim to be more this emotional, empathical guy who kind of reacts to these type of situations. And the other side is these guys which just sat down and made the calculations like, okay, with or without him, we're like one loss away from being 12th or something. So there is not such a big difference if Amorim is there, here or there. The last 3 games were not such a difference that they would say, we got to stick to him. If I remember back to the times where we had such a high XG, we were playing pretty good, but we weren't winning. So they kind of swallowed the pill. And then it did go a little bit downhill from there. And that was a big problem for Amorim. Okay, we didn't have the players and so on and so forth. AFCON came, we had injuries. But what I kind of see what the problem is, what we're going to be facing is we're going to have the next games just like with Eric Ten Hag. And it's going to be terrible. You're going to have the same people who've been there for a million years.
I appreciate your perspective, Art, but I think you're obfuscating the decision as a results thing, whereas it was purely a power play. It was them constantly meddling and telling someone how to do his job, and that was the bottom line. The bottom line was
that's the reporting, though. It's not. We're not estimating that. We're not guessing that. The reporting actually says that Wilcox fell out with Amorim. And results was not the reason. And here's the other thing, Art.
You believe what these guys say? Come on, wake up, people!
No,
I don't believe
I believe what Amorim says.
No,
Amorim was the one that said that. Amorim said, "I came here to be the manager, not the head coach. I know I'm not Tuchel. I know I'm not Conte. I know I'm not Mourinho. But that was the expectation when I signed. So what does that mean, Art? That means that there is a breakdown in roles and responsibilities, and they're taking his power away, i.e. saying, hey, maybe you should play 4 at the back. Maybe you should do this. Maybe you should do that. And then it all came to a head on Friday, post-Wolves draw. Wilcox came and he said, you know what? Let's have a, let's kind of have a debrief. Let's understand where we go from here. I think the 4 at the back is good. And then Amorim just said, fuck you. Who the hell are you to tell me how to play? I'll play how I want to play. Okay,
exactly.
So that all goes back to what we were saying. It's not a results thing. Results, I mean, it's par for the course. We have nobody on the bench. Quality of the squad is thin. We have people at AFCON, whatever. Like everyone can substantiate the results.
Sean, sorry, you kind of misunderstood me. It's not only the results. I don't think they're so thin-skinned that they just sit there and oh my
God,
I
think they are. But I think they are.
I think
because the decision was made prior. No, the decision was made prior to start looking for other coaches. That's the thing. It wasn't a one-day thing. It was revealed.
We're on one page. You're saying exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. They're making these calculations on the background, and they evaluate the whole situation. They say, well, with or without him, the chances that we're going to hit.
I have a pretty good grasp of. I have a pretty good grasp of what you're saying. But there's one thing you said.
I lost my thread.
No, I do. These calls are recorded. You know these calls are recorded, right? No, but what I'm saying is there's one thing that you said that I actually want to go back to, which will prove my point. You said, are you believing anything these guys are saying? On their website, they said it's because of results. So I'm choosing not to believe that. That's my point. Because it's not because of results. I'm telling you, the underlying stats, you've watched the videos, right? That I've been making. Like, from the XG perspective, we've never been in this position. Like, since Sir Alex Ferguson retired, 2014, 2015 season is when the stats go back to. We have always been 4th or below in terms of XG. This season, 17 games in, before Bruno got injured, we were top of the league in XG. Above Man City, above Pep Guardiola, who lives his life, by the way, on XG. He eats XG for breakfast and shits it out in the evening. Right? So I'm just saying this, like, as much as I agree with you that results were maybe not where we wanted it to be. In fact, I'll go a step further. You take all of the luck that Aston Villa have been eating up this season, you give us 20% of that. Amorim is still here. We're all still happy. Because there were so many games where we could have won, but we lost. That Tottenham game, they scammed 2 goals against us. And had De Ligt not scored that last minute goal, we don't even get that point. Right? So there's
I totally agree.
games.
I still think it's not just it's not one thing that made the decision roll. It's like what Sean said. They were balancing off. They were this coaches conversation, manager conversation for some time already, floating around. So I'm sure that things were going in the background. But
No,
what
but
I'm
that
saying
was
right
related
now,
that was related to them not wanting to spend money, though. That was the problem. They didn't want to
For
spend
sure.
money, and it wasn't so because when you frame it as it's because of the points or the calculation.
No. It's not only the points. The realization for them on their part is, okay, we're one loss away from being 12th. With or without him is not going to make a difference. We're not getting the players that he wants. Okay? So this is not going to go well in one way or the other in the communication inside. So they just pulled the plug. So I think and the other thing is actually quite interesting. Maybe also the whole calculation, if you see the way they've been buying youth and everything, more investing in the young peoples than investing really in the first team. I mean, the first team is dilapidated. Look at the last game. It was atrocious. So I'm thinking their whole planning is how to create value on the team is maybe a different perspective that we don't quite understand, and they have a whole different perspective on that. So I think that all leads into the whole calculation. And I wrote that in another stream. Bruno's gone, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's gone in January. And I don't even think they're just counting the money already, for sure, because they need every bloody cent. Because do you think Nagelsmann is going to come to Manchester United? I'd be even surprised if Glasner comes, if I'm quite honest.
Art,
because he's not happy.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right, Art? Even if let's say the world state that you're viewing is the one that is true, we all have to admit. We all have to admit that them sacking Amorim is an admission that they were trying to be way too ambitious before they could actually achieve what they wanted to achieve. Because what you're essentially saying is they didn't want to give him the players he needed to be better than we were, and they were trying to settle for a lower version of the world that he wasn't willing to settle for.
Is there a way to see the contract that Amorim signed with Manchester United? Is that public?
If you know him personally, I'm sure, yes.
Well, I'll see that. I'll talk to him next time. I really would love to know what was discussed, because it's life philosophy for me, and I wrote that in one of your things. Never get coerced in your life. They forced him early. He lost his power position. He lost what he made him. And you kind of feel that coming out right now. He's kind of like, wait a minute, I was a good boy all the time. Right now, sweet talking everybody and kind of being funny guy and so on and so forth. And he was sick and tired of it. He's just banged his fist on the table and says, that's not only me, I can be different too. And I got there where I got to in Portugal because I actually got what I wanted. People listen to me. The bottom line is, after all this, and this is really clear, that these guys on the top had no fucking idea what they're doing when they got rid of Ten Hag. They had no idea. And they were selling us this Kool-Aid that, yes, we got a plan and whatever, in 2 years we're going to win the Premier League. They don't have a bloody idea what they're doing. They're scrambling. They're putting, it's crazy. It's crazy what's going to happen with Ahmad. I'm really worried. We're going to come back to this Ten Hag situation that we're going to play Manu. We're not going to play Ahmad. It's madness. We gotten so far. I'm totally disappointed. I saw so much sense in what Amorim was doing, despite the terrible last 3 games. But everybody had a couple shitty games. Manchester City had shitty games. Liverpool was down on the shits. These thin-skinned guys just pissed me off. I worked in the industry.
Shaylin,
I know what it's like.
Shaylin, Ash, let's get some closing thoughts here, because this is, I don't even know, hour 11 of me being awake. 10.
Are you including yesterday?
No, awake. I'm saying awake.
Oh, okay.
Since I got up this morning. Yeah. Yesterday was like 7 hours worth of total streaming. Today it's already been, I made a video, and this is the second 2-hour stream, and we're going to go live again at 10 p.m. And I have date night in between. taking wife out to dinner after like a long time because this
just do her a favor. Don't talk about Manchester United or football.
Oh, trust me,
Okay?
I want to stop now. Yeah. So, Shaylin, is Bruno getting sold in January?
Absolutely, and I think Art has made a really astute point that they don't want to get into the Champions League. I don't think they want to get into any European competition. Swedish Rumble did some analysis. You can apparently spend more next season if.
That's because of squad cost ratios. If you don't get into but that it enables you to spend more. Doesn't mean you have.
Yeah, you're not hampered by the UEFA's FFP rules or whatever. I just don't think they're going to invest any money though. So, yeah, bit shambolic. Bruno's probably leaving at the end of the month. I hope he doesn't.
Ash, are we buying any players?
I don't think so. I mean, that's the funniest thing I've heard today, that we might buy players.
Well, January. you don't think Rashford gets recalled and that's a new signing?
No. I think
Kobe Mainoo is a new signing, right?
Yeah, Kobe Mainoo is a new signing. He's magically running on grass perfectly fine. So he's the new signing. I think the AFCON boys coming back will be celebrated a lot. And I think just to close, I'd like to point out something ironic. Like Art mentioned, these guys are kind of thin-skinned. I think they're thick-skulled at the same time because they don't really see, the kind of. I mean, make no mistake, this is a terrible, terrible decision, no matter how you look at it, especially the timing. If you do this in the summer, I understand. You gave him 6 months. It's not working out. That's fine. You want faster progress. I would accept that. But to do it kind of like a knee-jerk reaction in between two critical games. By the way, we start FA Cup next Sunday.
Oh, we're losing that game.
I know.
Danny Welbeck is putting us out of our misery.
I hope so. But yeah, it's just that this timing is disgraceful. And I think the timing, if anything, really spotlights that they have no clue what's going on. And they have no clue how to run a football club, much less a business. So yeah, I think that's all I want to say.
Guys, on that note,
I'm going to finish this one worrisome thought.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to the right side with Mbeumo and Ahmad? Because I don't see that happening under Fletcher with the 4 in the back. If that breaks up, I'm going to cry.
I think they're both going to request the AFCON just stays till the end of the summer.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, on that
Take
thought,
care.
See you guys later.
Enjoy your evening with your wife.
Take care, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Sorry, Ed, you couldn't join.